Hey, what's up, guys? So first of all, I want to thank everyone that's been subscribing to the channel and leaving me the comments and the questions. Hopefully I've been able to answer most of the questions you guys have had since I got the new Model Y over here. And also I want to thank you guys. I've actually had a couple of people use my referral link when ordering a Tesla. So I want to thank you for that as well. Just kind of keeping in mind that if you are looking to buy a Tesla, go to the description. You can use my link. You'll get 1,000 free supercharge miles, and of course I get 1,000 free supercharge miles as well. That's going to come in useful because we're actually taking a trip to Atlanta here in about another 2 or 3 weeks. But then we're also taking a longer road trip this fall. We're going to be going to Myrtle Beach, so that's going to be a much longer trip where we're definitely going to be using some supercharge miles, and I'll certainly do a video on that. But let's get to today's video. I've had a couple of comments to where people are wanting to see the difference, maybe some differences between the Tesla Model Y and the BMW X3 that I've got sitting behind me. Both cars are very similar in size. I really love this BMW X3, and that's one of the reasons why I ended up going with the Y, because they were very similar in size. But let's take a look and see what some of the differences are between the two. Okay, so I've got both cars sitting in the garage because it's on even ground. I don't know if you've noticed in my other videos where I do have a slope, so it's a little hard to try and do a comparison in like overall size when I'm sitting on the slope. So I left them both in the garage. If you look, I mean, obviously if you take a really close look here, you can see the X3 is a little bit taller than what the Model Y is. And I believe the reason that is because the X3 is more, I don't want to say it's a boxy configuration, but I guess it is. Or maybe we can just use the term that the Model Y is a little bit more of an egg shape. And that's what the difference is between the two. I believe the clearance is just about the same on both. If we you can look up the specs. If you look down here at the bottom, they're both very, very similar. Again, that's why I bought the Y, because I didn't want, we looked at the 3, and the 3 was a little bit too low for me. And again, like I said, I've enjoyed so much driving this X3 right here. This X3 right here, by the way, is a 2017 model, and it's got a little over 42,000 miles on it, I believe. And my Y, of course, brand new 2021 model, and I actually just went over, actually I'm just under 2,000 miles on it, I believe. But let's take a little bit of a deeper look. Okay, so I've got both trunks open. There's actually, it's going to be interesting. Let's take a look. First, let's look at the X3. So the X3 doesn't have as much depth as what the Model Y was, or what the Model Y is. Let's just kind of take a look at. Actually, so this is a 36-inch yardstick that I've got here. And if you see, I've got it pressed all the way up against the back. We're right at about 35.5 inches right there in depth with the seats up, obviously. Now, if we come over to the Model Y, it's a lot deeper. Quite a bit deeper, actually. It looks like it's, you know, you're looking at probably, sorry, it's kind of dirty. I haven't had a chance to clean that back flap out yet. You're looking at probably about 2-3 inches more depth in the Model Y, which I really like. Now, the difference is clearly you can stack higher in the X3 than you can the Model Y, because the Model Y has that egg shape. It slopes down, if you remember correctly. So let's close this and see how that slopes down more. And then obviously if you take a look at the X3 here, let's close it up. It's not as sloped down. And I know that it doesn't stack as high because it's funny, I actually had a chair that I was trying to move. It fit in the X3 perfectly, would not fit in the Model Y just because it was a bit too tall. So the Y is a little shorter, so from a storage perspective, you can't go as high up, but you can go deeper on it for sure. So let's take a look at how it looks with these back seats. Let me open up. So with the X, if you come in here, you come to the back seat here. Let's open up. Whoop. Would help if I would unlock the vehicle. Ooh, sorry. I didn't realize that there was stuff back here. Let me just get this out of the way. Sorry, guys. Didn't check before I did the video. Okay. All right, so here you can see the back seat. Actually, there's a pretty good amount of room. Let's go ahead and take a look at the space of the back seat. Pretty comfortable ride. If you look down here, foot space is minimal. There's not a lot of room to move. We're going to take a look at this in the Model Y as well, but sitting in the X3, not a whole lot of foot space in the back. We'll compare that in just a moment with the Y. Super nice interior. I love this car, really do. It's super nice. But let's pop the seats down in this bad boy. All right, and of course you have this. Pull it down, and let's go to the other side. We'll do the same thing here. That, pull that down. Okay. All right, so I'm not going to pull this thing out. This comes off, which is nice. It's super easy. There's a clip on this side right here, and then there's a clip over here. You press in, it pulls out. I'm not going to mess with that. But you can see there's a good bit of room in the X3 here whenever you fold the seats down. Okay, let's roll over here and take a look at the Model Y. All right, so with the Y, let's pop these seats down. You've got these two buttons that you press to actually set the seats down, which is super cool. So let's see how this works. Whoop! And there we go. Beautiful. So honestly, I don't have a measuring tape long enough. And again, sorry for the dirtiness of the back of the car. I'm using it. It's about the same as far as like the depth. Whenever we're looking going from the back all the way to the front seat, there's not a whole lot of difference there. But again, it's super awesome. One of the other things I want to kind of show you with storage too is, we'll get this out of the way. With the Y, you've obviously got this, it's almost like endless holes here of depth where you can store things in on the sides. And then of course, you have underneath here, as well, and I've got a car cover in there that goes really deep. That's a big car cover bag that I've got in there, so there's a lot of extra storage in the back of the Model Y versus the X3. Let's go pop around here and take a look at the back seat of the Model Y. All right, got it all closed up. Seats are back up, so let's take a look at the back seat here. Lots of room. I went with the white interior, obviously. I love the white interior. It's super easy to clean if you need to. I have had to clean it a couple of times. Super simple. Let's hop in and see how much what we've got going on for legroom in the back of the Y. Okay, now, the big difference, the huge difference between the Y and the X3 is this legroom. So, the spacing between the knees about the same between the X3 and the Y, but if you remember correctly, I didn't have a whole lot of room here to move my feet. I've got a ton of room here to move my feet. There is so, like, look at this. I can stick my legs all the way up underneath here, and it's very comfortable if I want to spread out as well. So I've got a ton of room here, and the reason for that is if you look closely, they have the seats up on somewhat like risers that they built. So you've got so much more space underneath both of the seats, and that's really nice. That makes it for a extra super comfortable ride. One of the other things that you can do too in the back seat here is if you press this button, you can actually recline the seat just a little bit. See how that works? The other side does the same thing. And that's also super nice. I call it the airplane seat recline. So if you want to recline just like an inch or two, it doesn't even look like 2 inches, that's another cool feature about the Model Y. That's pretty slick back here. All right, let's go take a look at the front cabin of the X3 here. Again, super nice interior, your typical BMW look. Just a super slick car, man. I really love this thing. I can't tell you enough. I don't have any complaints about this vehicle. Obviously, you have a dashboard, something you don't have in the Model Y. Obviously, we'll take a look at that. Your camera. So you do all of your controls. Down here, this controls a lot of what's going on up here. Obviously, you've got this to your gears, and your typical cruise control, volume control, all that kind of good stuff is on the steering wheel and around the steering wheel. If I look at my backup camera, got a nice backup camera on here. Super cool, very beneficial. It's a good camera. I'm a little spoiled, as you can probably imagine, with the Model Y with the larger screen and the clear screen, but that's kind of the size of your camera on here for the X3. Another cool feature that I really love about this car. So another cool feature I like about this car is I love the moonroof, the panoramic moonroof that you have in here. So you can open up and see how far this thing opens up. It is really, really awesome. Look at that. Not the greatest view in the world because I'm inside the garage, but look how far back that goes. I love that feature of this car. And then obviously, of course, you know, you've got the moonroof that you can actually open. You can open it partially, or you can go back just a little bit further. And I really love that feature. Something that I don't have in the Model Y because I have the all glass roof. I do like the fact that I can open this up whenever it's a nice fall day, and I can get some fresh air in here. It's a super cool feature to have. But really, really cool. You can see how far this goes. It's such, and that's why it's not called a sunroof. That's why it's called a panoramic moonroof. And you guys, excuse me if you can see me sweating. It's not really hot today. It's honestly a high of like 80 degrees here in Tennessee today. But the humidity levels are off the charts. So I am sweating like profusely out here right now. So. All right, let's walk around and take a look at the inside of the Model Y. All right. Try not to hit my newly painted walls. Okay. All right. So here we are. Obviously, big difference in Model Y. You don't have the dashboard. Oh, let's take a look. No dashboard. Obviously, you got this big, huge screen. Your camera. Love the camera. It takes up a little more than half the screen. Super clear. And all your controls. I mean, you don't have. I mean, I've got cup holder. Up here's where you can charge your phones. Just set them up here. There's no plugging in. It I don't know what you call it, I forget, but it's where you just set your phone in there and your phone charges. There are a couple of ports in the back. Yeah, I can't get to them right now, but they're in the back where you can plug up for your anyone that's riding in the back seat. Cup holders, ton of space in here, man. I mean, this is like a black hole. It's endless. I love how that works right there. I like how this works too. You just press it and it pops closed like that. And then of course I've even got more storage here. This again is like another black hole. It goes really, really deep. Lots of storage there as well. Unlike the X3, you know, the X3, you've got your controls, which are very handy down here. You got your wheel controls as well. There's also wheel controls on the Model Y here as well. But the majority of what you do is actually on the screen. It's touchscreen. So super cool. I thought that would be a problem. It's not a problem. It's super easy to use. Like even such things as opening your glove box. You do that on the screen too. Even unlocking your car, which is up here at the very top right there. This little lock button, so that locks and unlocks your car. Super cool. Of course, no dashboard. I really like it. I'll probably do another video where I'll talk a little bit more about the features within the Model Y. But these are just kind of the primary differences between the X3 and the Y. And as we're around the front of the car, if we take a look at the Model Y, of course, one of the cool features is that no engine. Even more storage in the front compartment, which is super nice, that I really like. Of course, you don't have that in the X3. You've got the engine. I'm not going to pop the hood and look at the engine. It's a cool looking engine. It's a BMW engine. Super nice. But no, there's your differences between the front of what we can do here on the Y versus the 3. Let's just kind of step back here, get another view of what these two beauties look like here. Again, you can kind of see, it's hard to tell because I'm sitting on a slope, but you can see where the X3 is a bit taller than what the Y is. So not a big deal. We talked about that a little bit earlier. Super cool. Again, I love both of these cars. Let's just kind of take a little walk around both of them. Here's the X3, you can see. Whoop, come out a little bit. Yep. Kind of see the differences here. It's a pretty big slope, pretty good sized slope. Love the window tinting that was done on the X3 here. I had very similar window tinting done on the Y recently. You can kind of see on the Y, if you notice on my last videos, I've got window tinting. So I did 15 on the back glass and on the rear passenger glass, and 35 on the front. It's the same exact thing that I did on the X3 as well. But yeah, so there's kind of your walk around, your differences between the X3 and the Model Y. Both great cars. I think a brand new X3, like from a pricing perspective, I believe a brand new X3 is probably going to run you close to around 50 grand. I know I bought this X3 in 2018, and it was a 2017 model. I think a brand new X3 at that time was around $45,000. So these are going to both be very similar in price. The Y will be a little bit more expensive, I believe. I believe the Y right now is running around like 52 or 52.5. I think, and I believe the X3 is ranging, depending on what you have done to it, it could range anywhere between 45 and 50,000. Love both cars. Just kind of wanted to do this quick comparison video. All right, again, thanks for joining, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more material like this. Hopefully this helps if you guys are wanting to see differences between the X3 and the and the Model Y. Both are great cars. I love the X3, really love the Model Y. Again, thanks for watching. As you can see, I apologize, I'm profusely sweating, super humid out. Might have to go change clothes, I think, here in a minute. Again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you're looking to buy a Tesla, just hit the referral. Use my referral link down in the description below and get 1,000 free supercharge miles. So until next time, thanks for watching, folks.